Okay, this video is on arrangement and orchestration. I'm recording here a Steinway piano. Okay, so I was just kind of jamming away, just getting inspired, laying down whatever, just an idea. And this is just an actual, real life session of arranging and orchestrating. So let's just see how this goes. I'm going to let you listen here for a moment. Looking at the velocity. Now, that's not part of my solo. That's what happens when you flatten out all the velocities. Sounds like an old-time piano roll. But it's fast. So I decided to keep this video rolling just to show you the kind of the artist in progress here at work, and nothing scientific at all. However, to back up anyone that's in the studio creating something for licensing, music theory is a very, very important tool. And don't be afraid of it if it's something that's been, overwhelming to you, or you've always been confused by it, or and don't dig your heels in against it. I advise not to, because you hear people, they'll say, I don't need music theory. If I learn music theory, I'm going to be like, my hands are going to be tied, and I'm going to be following these rules, and it's going to sound like everything else. And whereas the truth of it is this, is that music theory is a compilation of a common denominator of sounds that together will give people chills, heal them, and make them feel good. So if you go at it from that point of view, music theory is a really vital tool for music licensing production. I mean, what I'm doing here is, let's just take a look at the theory behind. I mean, all I'm doing is having fun and trying to come up with a little melody here with this piano. But in terms of theory and this track for licensing is, I'm trying to make something simple, because we have this groove with this guitar that's like an amazing finger picking style, and it fills in a lot of the track. To try to do anything busy on top of that just defeats the emotional flow of it. So I'm looking for simple little melodies that are pleasing, that are emotionally moving, and that go somewhere. Now, if I can't achieve that, you'll see what I'll do here. If it just doesn't happen, it's not happening, mute it. I mute it and move on. I don't get stuck on it too much. And I don't get married to anything. Just because something might be kind of cool, I think about the overall flow of the song and how it's helping or hurting the entire flow of the song. Muting certain things, simplifying. I started hearing something that maybe could climb, and starting here. Let's see. Now that is no good. You get rid of it. Okay, good. Yeah, I hear maybe climbing here. trying back and forth, different ideas. Now see, what happened there was, instead of creating some tension on that third, that black note, it resolved. Now, tension and resolution is really, really an important part of music theory, whether you're an advanced student or don't know anything about music theory. You can relate to tension and release. You know, it's part of life. You work really hard and then you go on vacation, like tension and release. You know, there's all kinds of examples of it. In music, it's something that can help your music flow without staying the same or not going anywhere or feeling boring. So I'm making it, simplifying it, getting rid of some notes, experimenting. Quantizing these notes. Too predictable, right on the beat, trying to start off beat. There's a term for what I'm trying right there, which is, you know, it's a similar pattern and it keeps going up and up and up, like a ba 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 ba, 3 notes. That's called series in classical theory. And so I'm just using that tool. Get rid of those notes. See what the flow is like, if it's anything good.
A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
Fixing up rhythms a little bit.
Riding by yourself.
I like that. It's simple and it gives a nice color. Yeah, I don't like that. Just getting rid of it. Decision made. I'm thinking maybe every other note here. Yeah, simplifying more. So I hear a little idea here now. Just simple. Maybe leave that middle open there right now for maybe some other orchestral sounds. Key part to arranging is to use silence. Silence. That's nicer. That I like. It's nice. It just feels good emotionally. Simple. But as I was saying, silence is a key tool for arranging. Not to have every instrument going all the time. Let them hang and do a little call and response. Yeah, just playing around with the end of it. I like the first 6 notes there. They're nice.
A long way to the moon, my friend.
Nice.
A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding by
The tinkering is because I'm playing around with the velocity.
to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
Making them softer.
Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself.
when I'm arranging, during that silent part in there, I'm thinking of ideas, different instruments in my head. And right around now, I'm thinking that this ending, the way it's arranged right in here, is so long. It kind of keeps going, a little bit too much. So that's one idea I'm having, is maybe to shorten the actual song. Always hitting save. Okay, simplifying even more. All right. Now I'm going to go to French horns. So I may not be fully done with that piano, but I'm done enough to start creating the remainder of the arrangement and the orchestration, and see how I can get things to work together. Now I have students that are composers for television shows who know 1/20th of the theory I know, and they approach things kind of like how I'm approaching it right now, even though I do know theory. Sometimes I just go in there and I'm just creating. I'm just randomly trying things out because I'm in that mood, and it's kind of a random approach, which is a totally valid approach. There's no invalid approach to art. And I'm not even going to tell you how to do it. As I said before, you can't teach someone art. But I want to give you the confidence that if you don't know a lot about music theory, while you're cracking some books, and, again, go to muglinworks.com, 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 and it's a brilliant website to help you learn about music theory, especially for music licensing. It's very good. And there's an app there as well. Okay, now I'm playing around with a French horn. Let's listen to this. And I personally am listening for kind of tension and release, things that give me not just pretty all the way through, but some things that create that little edge and then resolve without going out of the style of the music. Now here, I just heard something, a little tension at the beginning of that. Ba. And now, that moved me emotionally. Now I want to see if I can do some tension release there. Ba-da. Ba-da. So I'm just going to play around with that a little bit. That's, I'm not going to let go of this one until maybe I can find something that can pull some emotion out. Trying a little harmony there with the French horn. interesting. It's kind of nice. So let's see how we want to resolve this. Now, you know, I'm listening to those French horn notes in relation to the guitars and bass. Because, you know, to have a tension, you know, a little clash, and then to have it resolved, that's okay. But you don't want to have something that just sounds wrong, you know, so. And again, that's just a matter of getting in there and doing some ear training with your music theory. So here I'm listening for how the guitars sound with the French horn. It's coming along. Now, I'm highlighting them and I'm going to copy those because I do like this basic idea. And here's one arranging trick is I put my cursor on the beginning of that phrase and I'm going into one of the it's 18 violins. This one here. And I just pasted some strings. So they're kind of quiet. Oh, and I see, I need to adjust things here. Bring up the expression so the volume comes up. You gotta bring the velocity up. Now I've got French horns and strings playing that line. Sounds a little too brittle up there, so I'm going to bring it down an octave, see if it sounds warmer. Yeah, much different feel down there. Just want to get in there and do a little more detailed work here. That's an articulation line that I drew down there. And some MIDI virtual instruments have what's called articulation. So the bottom notes are not actually notes, they're actually switches. They're called key switches. And listen, you can hear how the violins will play different styles, depending on where that black line on the bottom, where it is. Moved it down. And one thing I'm noticing is that all these lower notes are out of the range of the instrument, so I need to move them up an octave. They're not even playing. There we go. Hear a little bit of phasing there, so I will see there's a double note there. Sometimes in MIDI, if you have one note on top of another, you can get what's called phasing. It sounds kind of hollow and a little weird. So we fixed that. Yeah, I can hear, this going somewhere now. Just have to keep working on it. So right there at 127, this is a good example of tension and release. 127, tension. 128, has also a little bit of tension in it. So it goes from a tension to another little tension. I'm just playing on the keyboard now. French horn, I have some ideas here.
Riding by your side.
I'm hearing as an overall melody above that, 127. Drawing it in. And I want to strengthen that idea, that little melodic idea.
Riding by your side.
So that note, that's what I'm bringing up louder right now.
By your side.
I like where that's going. Now it's just a matter of, meticulously going through it and balancing it out, working with the harmonies, the rhythms, and which notes hang over what other notes. That also creates tension and release sometimes.
Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself.
So I don't want to overdo the orchestration because that guitar, and also it's very intimate what she's saying there. Riding by yourself with that guitar going, it's just kind of creating this kind of a mesmerizing journey, and I don't want to jar somebody out of that journey with too much, but I want to create maybe, that tension and release, which will keep them in there and put them in even more, and make it more of a beautiful journey, and do it with simplicity.
Friend, when you're riding by.
Okay, these are cellos over here. Just checking out why the cellos aren't playing. There's probably a MIDI. There's a MIDI parameter in there. Well, we'll go into the MIDI. There we go. Let's take a look at it. Strings.
Long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
Oh, I hear something hanging over there that doesn't sound good at 122. Right there. There was a note hanging over too long and it created a bad chord there. Listen at 122.
My friend, when you're riding by yourself.
That one worked okay, but I still hear it in another instrument somewhere. Probably there. See? It's also hanging over.
Riding by.
Let's see what note that is.
When you're riding by yourself.
Oh, that one goes down to the B flat. That's okay.
You're riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding.
Yeah, there's a D that's hanging over.
To the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
Right there, there's a D.
Right, long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. Riding
Much better.
by yourself.
Now it went down to the B flat.
A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by a long.
I'm going to try to put this, double it. So I'm copying it, pasting it, and then I'm moving it up an octave, and then repasting it down there. So I have both octaves.
Long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding
little bit heavy-handed, a little thick. I want to keep it intimate. And I want maybe some more tension in there.
Long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. Long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Ride, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
So I'm trying to clarify and hear clearly by taking the drums out and the guitar out, and now it's just vocal melody with orchestration and bass.
Now, I've told you all that I know. There's no potion I can sell. It's a long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself. 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 When you're riding by yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself.
I'm just trying, I'm playing along here. Yeah, here, I'm hearing some nicer tension and release.
Riding by yourself.
There you go.
Yourself. A long way to the moon, my friend, when you're riding by yourself.
I'll work out the timing
Riding
and the
by
notes.
yourself. Riding by yourself. Riding by
Colors there, the redder they are, the louder they are, which is cool about Cubase and MIDI. So the more they get towards blue, the softer they are. So you can just actually by color kind of adjust the volume. See, the first note is bright red, it's loudest.
riding by yourself.
So I played a little upper part there just now. I'm recording it.
Yourself.
Let's hear that.
Alone, riding by yourself.
Okay, we're getting there. We're adding little layers at a time
Riding by
and just paying close attention to the emotion.
riding by yourself.
Yeah, I hear a nice high string there, pulling some emotion.
Riding by yourself.
And the solo violin. So I'm going to lay down a real nice high note in here. There we go.
Riding by yourself. Riding by yourself.
A nice little high, bright note.
Riding
Try
by
again.
yourself. Riding by yourself.
There we go. go.
Yourself.
See how simple? I mean, it's just like not many notes at all.
When you're writing by yourself.
I'm listening to the words, how she's singing, the flow of the song. You know, it's kind of like, it's like a hope of brightness and yet still melancholy. Comes that high note. Really pull those emotions out. There's that piano part. Simple. Yeah, so I feel like now I have an outline. You know, now it's a matter of sculpting, getting balances, getting, you know, adding or subtracting notes in these chords. But I have an outline that emotionally I can feel this outline working. Like that little orchestration right there to me says in sound, it says writing by yourself, the emotion of it. Yeah, every time I hear that ending, it's just, it goes too long, I think. A few beats too long. Here we go. Yeah, that's flowing now. We're getting there. I'm just going to experiment with a bassoon sound here. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to experiment with that sound. I have my attention more again on that ending. That's where I hear kind of the second last chord right there. So here's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm just highlighting everything, and I'm going to do a drastic edit here. I got this snap to grid. I'm cutting everything right on that beat, and now I'm going to go and start deleting things to the right of that cut in the entire arrangement. Those are deleted. Now with the guitar, I need to pull it in, so let me just go skip that for now. Take these orchestrated instruments, delete those. The piano I need to pull in as well. So this, I need to move it so that the second last chord happens sooner. Let me see where it's at. Oh, I see the downbeats. Bram. Need to find that downbeat there. To the right a little bit. Let's try that. There we go. Now that piano will need to move to the left as well. Let's move that over a little bit, see if that lines up. Okay. Yes, I mean, this ending now, you'll hear it from here. It just flows better. It's just too long. Now, when you make cuts like this, you have to crossfade. So you don't have clicks or pops. Right there, that's a crossfade. And right up there, that's a crossfade. On Cubase, you just highlight it and hit the letter X. and it's various different, keys for different programs. Now let's feel this ending.
Writing by yourself.
Yes, that feels much better. And this, it's still a little bit rough. We're building the outline. Now we're going to fill it in. Interesting too. I'm just taking note that that final guitar. Okay, the final guitar. It kind of dies away too soon. Right? There. See, it dies away. So, I could stretch it over a little bit, but I'm also going to do this, and this is part of mixing and arranging and orchestrating. I'm going to find a guitar that matches the sound of that acoustic. So there's an acoustic guitar, maybe probably the nylon guitar there. Yeah, let's go with the nylon guitar, and let's see what note it is that's not ringing out long enough. The C. So I'm playing that on that acoustic guitar, the virtual instrument. Guitar stems, making sure the color number 2, coloring tracks stay organized. It's very important as you move forward. Okay, acoustic guitar. Now we're going to fill in these holes here. The C. They're a little late, but I can quantize that. At least I heard it. And it can ring out where that other guitar just ended too soon. Yeah, so it's working, and we'll just have to play with it to make everything blend. But with that before, with the acoustic guitar ending so soon, my emotions just dropped out right there. Just all of a sudden it was just dry and silent, when it's just like it was just flowing so nicely. So there you go. Those are different ways of approaching arranging and orchestration for music licensing.